So I just got back from 2 weeks on Roatan Island, Honduras. Here, it's more Caribbean than Central American in culture, and it's home to a large experiment in government, a startup society or charter city where a host of founders and builders in biotech and crypto, as well as artists and academics, have gathered for a pop-up city. This community, all their projects, and the government underneath it all is the subject of my latest story. What is this place? Who are all these people and their projects I got to know? And what does this say about the future of governments and societies, and the current ones struggling? Well, this startup society is a development zone designed to spur economic activity by reducing taxes and red tape. Such zones have worked for a long time all over the world in places like Shenzhen and Singapore. So why not Latin America? Ask the zone's operators, a company called Prospera. The theory is that the host country will appreciate the jobs and economic development, and the residents, visitors of this zone, who I met from probably a dozen countries, have a place to more freely pursue their ideas and be with like-minded builders. Now, what makes this zone unique is that it is administered by an outside entity, and it's designed with the ease and the pace of internet-based technologies. Become an e-resident, pay your taxes in Bitcoin. These aspects, though, have also brought scrutiny. With all this, I've long been interested in Prospera because I see it as the start of a general trend of coming up with alternatives to the way societies and countries work. As some of you know, I've visited here a couple of times. When they were breaking ground on these buildings, when their largest was just being framed, and now this month, when the Duna condo office building is complete and filled to capacity by a community calling it home. Infinita, previously called Vitalia, is a hub for longevity biotech acceleration. During this pop-up city gathering happening now between January and April, I discovered a vibe I described as a blend between a college campus and a campus for a big tech company. And in both the vocational and the academic, I encountered a freedom of inquiry and discovery that I found refreshing. In one session even, participants were asked to offer up their spiciest take and to defend it. Some non-PC ideas such as, let's bring back corporal punishment. And one person thought, hey, for space colonization, it should be women only. These were balanced with some more higher-minded ideas around, like, what does transcendence for humanity mean in the age of AI? In the lab, other boundary-pushing ideas such as chip implants were being pursued freely. And supplementing the work and study were the arts and social scene. Finally, working in the blockchain space myself, I attended during their Crypto City Summit. The Infinita Dome housed 3 days of presentations on many different topics, including Bitcoin, decentralized finance, tokenizing real-world assets, and more. But my work on this story has me step back out of the dome, step back even off of Prospera, and to view startup cities in general. I saw how such a place has become an oasis for those pushing the boundaries in these fields, and for Hondurans themselves seeking opportunity. These included some residents of the nearby village Crawfish Rock I've also gotten to know over the years. Prospera and the communities and companies within represent a greater movement of old versus new systems, like legacy media versus the internet, and the existing media's decision about whether we're going to be replaced or embrace the new technology. Because while it was refreshing to hear these thoughtful and filtered ideas from young thinkers, it was also striking that this activity was happening under a functioning, if experimental, governing model, while the legacy government back in my home state of Minnesota was in the middle of a crisis, with half its members boycotting over partisanship power plays and an overall lack of competence. So in addition to helping put this place, these projects, and this community on the map, this story will encourage my home state to work with these new technologies and systems to remain a functioning, relevant government in the 21st century, which we see some US states doing better than others. Let me know if you have any questions, or just take the dive and look up prospera.co and infinita.city yourself. And stay tuned for more updates on this story, as well as the community work that we're doing on Roatan with the Periphery Foundation.